Hi guys and welcome back to our channel Sharang and Sharvari. So in today's video it's just going to be me, but I want to give a huge thanks and a huge shout out to all of our subscribers who gave us immense love on the video prior to this that was about our staycation. Me and Sharang had a great break after a while, and it was very much needed in a way. Because, as you know, in India, especially in the western part of India, the monsoon has started in full swing. So, all the locations around big cities have become green and lush, full of greenery. You have waterfalls, and also it's great to go and take a day out and see all those things. And me and Sharang decided to do exactly the same thing. So, it was a good weekend. It was also very productive because we could also shoot for that particular video. And of course, you guys got to know our thoughts. If you haven't watched that video, I suggest you go and watch it. It's the video immediately prior to this one. So if you haven't, you can go watch that as well. So now from the title, you guys might have guessed what I'm going to be discussing today. And it's just going to be my thought because, of course, Sharang's opinions are definitely valued and he has his own share of adjustment that he has gone through. But I think as a girl, as a woman, we still are in the mindset, that we have to leave our house and go live with our husband or the guy that we are going to marry eventually. We have a whole set of adjustments that come to, leaving our parents' house, completely adjusting in a new house, your relation with your in-laws and everything like that. So that is why I just wanted to shed some light on my personal experience of this adjustment, how I went through it and what is going on, what is the scene currently, so that you guys, especially girls, will get a better idea of what to expect or what to think about when you're thinking of getting married to someone. So let's start the video. Now I can confidently say it's been 8 months since me and Sharang got married. So I can confidently say that I can shed some light on this topic. Not entirely, of course, but some light. Of course, those who are married for like 15, 20, 10 even so years, you guys have way more experience than me. So I would really love to hear your opinions as well in the comment section down below. But from my almost 1 year experience, I can give a few pointers from my end. So let's start with those. So all of you might know how me and Sharang met. It was an arranged love setup in a way, I can say, because we met on an arranged marriage site, but then we kind of developed feelings for each other over the same site. And then we decided to get married in the same year. So that is how the story happened in a way. Now, relating to parents or their involvement in our marriage, I had met Sharang's parents, but he had not yet met mine because there was a scene of where Sharang did not have a job. So we discussed about, only initiating the meet when he gets a job or he is settled, since he had just returned back from Germany at that point. So he was still searching for employment. But before he met my parents, I had met his parents, and they're lovely people. And since we belong to the same type of family in a Maharashtrian family, we have the same family values and traditions. So for me personally, the adjustment was not at all much when it came to that. There are a lot of similarities between Sharang's mom and my mom, the way they cook, the way they think about things. So I really did not seem to have much of an issue adjusting. Even the same with Sharang's dad and my dad, they also think the same way in about, I would say, 90 to 95%. So it just felt like I'm going from my house to another house that is also mine. So this is the picture now, and the four of us stay together, like me, Sharang, and his parents. We all stay in one house together. Many people, especially girls, when they think about getting married, they're like, should we stay with the in-laws or should we just have a home of our own together? I will not give an opinion on this because it depends entirely on your situation, which life point you are at, or if you completely are going to live in a different city or country than your in-laws, it will happen automatically. But in our case, we actually were in a different city for a short period of time. But then we had to move back with Sharang's parents due to some personal situations. In my opinion, I can say that this move really helped me a lot personally because I'm a very social person compared to Sharang, who I have frequently said that, or he himself has said it that he tends to be very reserved or not does not need a lot of people, but I need my own little group. I have my own thing going on, and so I need people around me sometimes. And that is why living with in-laws really helps, because there is that conversation in the house. And I bond with my mother-in-law very well. We, have discussions about things, and we have a really great relationship. Even with my father-in-law, like I can go to him for advice about things, or I can include his decision as a part of what I'm going to do. So that I find really comforting to know that there is someone else other than my parents whose opinion I can take in this regard. Uh, Coming to the marital adjustment, I would say is that girls have this. This is a very bold observation I make, but girls have this tainted image of the husband's house and the marital house they'll be marrying into. And sometimes I can say it is fueled by all these TV serials that we see, which is totally not the case. I mean, there are examples of great houses as well, such as the one I'm living in which I literally had zero adjustment. I literally feel like a daughter here. So there is no adjustment for me at all. But I think girls have this flawed image of what to expect, and that is where the whole gap arises, and also becomes a factor when they're choosing a guy for marriage. Now, definitely there might be some scenarios in which you have a harder time adjusting, or if you're marrying in a different caste or a different religion altogether, the traditions or the values may be different from your maternal place. But I think that, or this is my advice to girls who are thinking of getting married or whose marriage is already fixed with somebody, that do not, consider it as a factor for deciding the guy, because all these things can be worked upon. It's like if you get a guy and he's great in every regard, but then you're like, oh, I have to stay with his parents, so I have to do this, I have to do that. So I think you'll lose out on a really great guy when all these things actually may have a solution. Today, we are living in a modern world. Even though we carry old traditions, we are living in a modern world, and all these things can easily be discussed and talked about. So, my suggestion would be to girls that don't let a good guy go just because you don't want to, live with his parents or things like that. You can always work it out with your husband, raise the concern that I don't want to do a particular thing, have a good rationale and a reasoning for it, and then you can make the switch of actually not staying with the in laws. I'm so sorry, guys. There's a bit of background sound because of the busy time in which I'm shooting this video. So I hope that does not come here. But if it does, my apologies. That is why I recommend that you should really think things through. Do not take decisions based on these factors, because these have solutions and can be worked upon. Now, every house is different, every situation is different, and every marriage is different, is what I will say to everyone. So maybe my video may not resonate with you. You might be going through issues of your own. You might be having other problems. So if you are, feel free to write in the comment section down below so I can maybe help you out, or I can shed light on how to tackle the situation or provide a solution on it. Because I myself was in that adjustment phase. So that definitely helped me. I would have liked the advice. So if you do, of course, I'm ready to help. So that was point one. The second is that accepting other people's traditions. So what I've seen is many girls, they tend to compare their maternal home a lot with their in-laws place. And of course, it is not going to be the same, because there are two different houses with literally different ways of doing things, different upbringings. So marriage is not replicating your maternal house in a new place. I think marriage is seamlessly adjusting and knowing that you have flaws and the people you're living with have flaws, but combining these flaws and understanding each other can really go a long way when it comes to living with unity and cohesion. This is again my opinion. Of course, you don't have to agree with it, but this is what I think, that many girls get it wrong, because they're like, this doesn't happen in my house. ये मेरे घर में ऐसे नहीं होता है, ये नहीं रहता है, वो नहीं रहता है, like that. And of course, it's not going to be that way, because if the situation was completely flipped, your husband would also feel the same way about your house, because of course he's been growing up in a house with different values and upbringings, or the way things are dealt with. So it's not going to be the same. What you can do is you can be your own person without, challenging these boundaries. So many of the fights or disagreements happen when you challenge another house's traditions or values. I am not at all advocating you to sit silent, keep mum, and not say anything about any injustice you might be facing, or if any boundary is being overstepped. So if a boundary is being overstepped, you should definitely look at it. You should definitely make sure that your concern is voiced, of course, in a decent way. So there is always a decent decorum to do all these things, and I think girls miss this point as well. There are going to be a lot of things you're not going to agree with, or you might think that this could have been done different. Why is it being done in this way? In my house, it doesn't happen that way. But you can state that this is the way I want to do a particular thing. I acknowledge that your house has a different way of doing things, but I like doing this thing this way, and as long as the result is the same, who cares? So this is an example of a healthy way to communicate it without being aggressive, agitated all the time, or things like that. That is one tip I would like to give newlyweds, because it really, helped me a lot. I did not, of course, my adjustment was way easier than maybe what other girls go through. But a few tips and tricks like that, the acceptance that things are going to be different goes a very long way. And the third one is, I, tend to follow this as a rule, is that you will disagree with things, but do not go blabbering them out in a public decorum. Because I think a house is a house, and irregardless of what the other person does, there are some boundaries you need to maintain for the house as the daughter-in-law. And I try to do that, because I don't go bad mouthing anything in my house or any personal intimate details that are happening in the house to anyone outside, because it is my space, my people, and my new family. And somewhere I think it is my duty to protect and respect all of them. There is no guarantee that the person in front of you will do the same thing, but of course, you are not in charge of other people's actions. You're just in charge of your own actions. So, I guess this would be a short piece of advice to girls getting married out there. And again, as I said, I had a very seamless transition and a marriage experience, because our values, my home and Sharang's home, our values were the same. But even till today's date, there are a few subtle changes I still see as a newlywed, or a few things that I feel like, this could have been done differently, or this could have been. But I just consider and accept it as each home's difference. And I try to go about my day as long as it is possible. So I'll give a very small example. So at my in-laws' place, they actually have dinner pretty early or lunch pretty early, which really is helping me now, because I've realized it is benefiting my health. But at my house, what happens is my parents, they have dinner a bit later than what they do at my in-laws' place. So what I do is, when I go to my parents' house, I just ask my mom, I am used to having dinner at this particular time. So can you just make food, or can I have food a bit earlier than what you guys would do? Otherwise, I'll sit with you guys. So there is always an adjustment point or a midpoint in which you can meet the other person. There's no need to be like, oh, my in-laws' place is so good, oh, my parents' place is so good, and all of that, because it creates unnecessary drama. And I personally do not like drama in this regard. So that is why I feel this video was very essential for every girl to know. And of course, adjusting is a big deal as a newlywed. And I hope you have the same seamless experience just as I did. So, wishing that for you if you're getting married in the year 2025, or either your marriage is fixed and you're getting married next year in 2026. So, I hope that you have a great experience. I hope you have a great wedding. And of course, if you have any doubts related to marital adjustment or things like that in general, how to behave, conduct yourself, I will definitely be happy to help you. So if you are having doubts, please drop a comment down in the comment section below. Sharang will be joining me for the next video. We'll be coming up with more interesting content. So make sure you stay tuned. The bell icon should be pressed so you know that when we are posting a new video. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to our channel Sharang and Sharvari on YouTube. We make videos about a huge variety of things coming from skincare, girl issues, a lot of general issues, observations, and Sharang likes to impart his science knowledge on us. So we are blessed with all of that. So make sure you guys are tuned. Make sure that you also see our previous videos from the time that we, got to making this channel. July is a very special month for us because this channel will complete one whole year. I know, right? It's been such a long time. You guys have been a part of this journey, and I'm so happy that you guys have stayed, even though sometimes you may have lagged on videos or not created content to the same extent. But I'm so happy that you guys stuck around. And of course, we would love for you to stick around more because we'll be coming up with more content. Thank you guys, and all the best to all the girls getting married. You are going to be fine. Trust the process, trust yourself, and love your new family and your maternal family. Thank you guys, and see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.